Welcome to the 2020 Prediction Show live. It is January 30th, 2020. And we are live, and we're going to be talking about predictions for 2020 in the world of Dragon Ball. Taking all of your predictions, of course. Let me see if the audio works here. Welcome to the Yes, it does. I had to hear myself there for a minute, but let's go ahead and give it a couple minutes for the chat room to fill up here. For those of you who haven't figured it out yet, even though it's right there in the description, we're going to be doing predictions. Predictions not necessarily from me, but from all of you. We'll be taking your predictions. Of course, the super chats are going to get priority as they always do because those are paying customers, but I will be taking predictions in the chat room as well. And let me go ahead and turn on the chat here for y'all. And then we're going to go through some of the Dragon Ball quarterly numbers here in just a moment. But first, let me go ahead and turn this on. I hope y'all are having a really good day today. It's Thursday afternoon. Thursday, it's evening, afternoon, whatever. Usually I do these later at night, but I figure why not try it earlier for once. So some folks in the UK are going to get to listen to this earlier than usual. People on the West Coast might not get to hear it till later, and that's okay. But, it's crazy because California is my biggest state as far as analytics go. So go figure. All right, I went ahead and put the chat room live there on your screen. And, we're going to wait till the room fills up here. I hope y'all are having a good day today. Well, I want to start off first. And like I said, we're going to be going through predictions, okay? These are going to be our predictions for 2020 and what's going to happen with Dragon Ball. Not just Dragon Ball, TV stuff, but also video game stuff and manga stuff. And I want to get y'all sort of thoughts on stuff pertaining to the world of Dragon Ball and what is to come. Now, if you have not watched my video that I posted on Saturday about Dragon Ball Super 2020, you need to watch that first because we go into a lot of detail as far as what happened to the series, why it got postponed, and the indefinite postponement of the series. We don't know when it's coming back, the anime version. Have no idea at this point. Now, I did say in that video that I was expecting some form of an announcement at some point, but I don't know when. It could be Jump Fest in December. It could be during the Olympic Games. I know that during the Olympics there is going to be some kind of animation. I haven't actually made a video about this, so this is all kind of new information. But apparently, from my understanding, there's supposed to be some kind of animation. Not saying it's going to be an anime or a movie, but some kind of animation involving Dragon Ball and the other characters like Luffy, Pikachu, maybe as an intro to the Olympic Games. Don't know the details on that yet, like I said, but that's stuff that I was hearing that could be possible. Not really a scoop or anything, it's just something I heard. So it could be a little mini cartoon to intro the Olympics, something like that. I wouldn't take it too serious. But I hope y'all are having a good day today. You're looking in the chat here. Hello, everyone. We already have some super chats. I'm going to real quick wrap up quickly. I'm going to go through these very fast. And if you have super chat questions, of course, make sure you leave them to me, and then we'll go from there. Brian Cruz said, movie idea, Dragon Ball Super Baby. That doesn't seem to be your prediction, but I have talked about in the past how Baby can be rebooted to make an interesting saga. JD Ultra said, if Gogeta can do a Kamehameha, why not a Final Flash or a Galick Gun? Well, he can. Just because somebody doesn't do something doesn't mean they can't do it. I know how to bite my own tongue. Doesn't mean I like doing it. You see what I'm saying? Ultra Instinct Goku says, you think Oob will fight some prisoners as a cameo? That is a great question. I think if they're going to have Oob make an appearance, a cameo appearance in the manga early, I think that's a good time to do it because he doesn't have to interact with the Z Fighters or with Goku. They can just have a little panel where they show him defending his village. It could work. He's a little bit younger now than he was during the end of Z, but if they're going to do it, now is the time to do it. You know what I'm saying? JD Ultra, thank you for the super chat again. Michael Colton says, you want to say you're amazing, and I believe it's going to be an expansion or into other universes. Okay, good. I can't see the bottom super chat here. As typical, this new system that YouTube put in makes it impossible for me to read bottom super chats. I don't really know why they do that. It's being blocked by my window here, so I'm going to try and figure out a way to get around it. it's just really dumb that they did it this way. I can't really show y'all because it would be like you can't really see it. You know what I mean? But like you can actually you go all the way down and it just doesn't let you see. It's so annoying. I might have to get to that super chat later. It's from Destiny's Child. I might have to get to that one in a little bit here. So please forgive me on that. I can't see the super chat. I should be able to see it. Let me try. Okay. Not that one. Hold on. Okay. Frieza referenced having... All right, hang on. Let me get to that question. Then we're going to go through what I was going to tell y'all about. Frieza referenced having an idea at the end of Dragon Ball Super Broly. I believe that idea was a fusion. Please share your thoughts on this, please. Thank you. If you're talking about a fusion, it would have to be somebody who's similar in height to him and somebody who, you know, was close to power with him. Obviously, the natural idea is Cooler. However, Cooler is taller than Frieza. And a lot of people have been talking about Cooler possibly being rebooted in the future. So, yes, that is, of course, a possibility because Toriyama can do whatever he wants. He has complete creative control over Dragon Ball as of right now. And there is a transition period going on right now where people are going to be... things are going to be changing over to Toyotaro in the Dragon Ball room at some point. We don't know when, though. And when that does happen, then we'll have a little bit of a different direction in the series. We'll see where things go from there. So, thank you so much, Hellstorm Angel. I want to real quick ask y'all, all right? I'm going to ask the chat, and all I need you to do is just reply back, if you're able to. If you're at work or at the gym or whatever, you can't type in, that's okay. But if you're able to reply back in the chat room, I wanted to ask you... Actually, hang on. Let me make sure that my window is up here. Okay, it is. I wanted to ask you in the chat room real quick... Before we talk about Dragon Ball Super, what is your prediction for the Super Bowl this Sunday? Just tell me, right, Kansas City or Chiefs, and then San Francisco 49ers. Who do you think wins? Let me know in the comments what your predictions are going to be for that, and then we're going to go from there. We'll go back to Dragon Ball in a second. But I'm just curious because I can't pick a winner. I haven't watched too much of this season, so I don't really know the optics of everything. But I wanted to get y'all's thoughts. So... 49ers, Chiefs, 49ers, Chiefs. Yeah, it's pretty back and forth. Well, it's back and forth. Chiefs. Lots of Chiefs. Lots of people saying Chiefs. Andy Reid's going to finally get his ring. Kansas City. Tom Brady. He's not in it. 49ers, Chiefs. It seems to be more, it's pretty close, but it seems to be more like Kansas City. Somebody said KFC. It seems like Kansas City's getting a slight edge here among the chat room. Interesting. Chiefs. Chicago Bulls. All right, we're going to get to some more questions here in a second. So the next question I want to ask you guys. Okay, well, first of all right, let me go over some optics. There's that word again with y'all here. You should see it on your screen right now. Let me make sure you can actually see this, but... This document came out today. This is the consolidated sales of major titles by segment from Toei's second quarter, of course. These are projections. And I don't know if y'all can see that text. If you're on a phone, you might have problems seeing it. But I will, of course, let you know what it says. Essentially, it's a pie chart breaking up the major properties that Toei is, pushing forward. That being, of course, Dragon Ball, One Piece, Sailor Moon, and Pretty Cure. And we're talking about animation here. We're not talking about live action. This does not include Kamen Rider or Super Sentai. And as you can see, the projections for Dragon Ball are still extremely strong. More than half for the top 4 domestic licenses. And overseas, it's a little bit smaller. Probably because, now the reason why it's a bit smaller overseas, I'm guessing, I'm not an expert analyst at the finances here, but the reason for this is, based on what I'm seeing, is because of the fact that One Piece is taking up a bigger pie there, because of the One Piece Netflix series. For those of you who don't know, there is a One Piece non-animated live action TV series coming to Netflix. I don't know details of it. I know Oda's involved, and I know that apparently Toei is only involved in licensing, not really in like the creation of it. So it'll be a different studio doing it. I don't have many details on it, but that is coming this year. So I presume that'd be the reason why, because One Piece is just not as big as Dragon Ball, but still, when we look at the pie chart, Dragon Ball still wins. And if you look at the overseas licensing for overall, right, Dragon Ball again wins. So how crazy is it that despite there not being a new anime or a new manga, and I'm sorry, there is a new manga or a new movie announced, right? Nothing announced yet. And how crazy is it that we have DBZ Kakarot, which is coming out first quarter 2020. It's already out now. How crazy is it that Dragon Ball is still dominating this? It's still, a prevalent part of their business. We've got One Piece anime arcs dropping and movies and manga all the time. There's a new Sailor Moon movie coming out based on the Crystal series. And how nutty is it that Dragon Ball is still owning it? And I'm not saying this to put over Dragon Ball and be this fanboy. That's not what I'm doing here. What I'm doing, though, is I'm telling y'all that even without a TV series, Dragon Ball still makes money. Now, some people have forecasted that after this quarter there will be a drop-off in Dragon Ball interest, which I do somewhat agree with, because if there's no new anime and no new movie announced, then I can see why when it comes to like properties and merchandise being put out, there might not be much out there after April, after March, because you figure most people are going to be done with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot by then. Some are already done with it, but we give it time. People got to save up money and whatnot. Not everybody bought the game when it first came out. By the time that April, May hits, it might not do so well. Of course, we've still got more stuff coming. Like Dokkan will always have new units coming out. We'll always have we have the upcoming Fighter Season 3, which I'm going to ask y'all about here in a minute. So, but still, like with all that being said, we still have Dragon Ball doing so well. So at this point, there's probably not a rush to put something out there. I think they really do want to respect Toriyama. And I think that I got the Raid Shadow Legends notification up there. And I do think that that's, I'm not going to play this game right now. All right, Jesus. I worked with them. Actually, what's crazy about Raid Shadow Legends is actually a pretty good game. I know some people think that, oh, well, you YouTubers just sponsor games that you don't really play. You just do it for the money. That's BS, at least when it comes to me. I'm sure others are like that, but I actually did try Raid, and I kind of like it. And this is not a paid promotion by Raid, all right? I actually do kind of like it. So we're back in the chat room right now. We're going to get the super chats here in a minute. What I want to ask the chat right now, all right, I want y'all to drop your ideas. I want y'all to drop your speculation in the chat room right now. Let me know, besides Ultra Instinct Goku, okay, not including Ultra Instinct Goku, what is your prediction? Not what you want. Not what you want as a fan. What is your prediction for the other fighters in Season 3? Do you want Kefla? Do you want Roshi? Do you want, like, Baby Vegeta? Tell me, just write it if you can. Who do you want for Season 3? I'm just looking right now at the chat. If I'm not saying anything now, you know. Yeah, but I play Raid on PC, bro. That's a PC version. Relax, man. I don't like Dokkan, man. I don't hate it. I haven't played it in a while. I heard it's better now, but I for a while I hated it. I guess I heard it got better, so I might try it again sometime this year. Paiku Han, good choice. Mr. Satan, Dr. Doom, Kefla, Broly. Hold on. Whoa. The chat's moving too fast there for me. Whoa. I actually got dizzy there for a second. All right, give me a second here. Kaba, Skinny Boo, I like Super Boo, I guess. Yardrat, Vegeta, I don't think that's happening. Saiyans from Universe 8. Do you mean 6? Omega Shenron, interesting choice. Turles, I don't know if they're going to put Turles in there. I don't know if he has enough of a moveset to be put in there. Topo, that's a good choice. That's right. We already got Jiren. Gray Saiyaman, Super Android 17. That's a good choice, actually. Android 17 is a great idea. I totally forgot about that. Android 13, Tau, Blue Evolution, Vegeta. There's no manga version. Well, I mean, there's a different version. Topo. Lots of Topo. Osama bin Laden. Saving the bees, Bardock. Ader. Oh, okay, so you're giving the fanboy fantasy here. I don't think Ader and Arale are going to be in the game. Zamasu, though. We have Goku Black. Mr. Popo. Kefla. Lots of Kefla and Topos, I noticed. I mean, they've kind of run the gamut as far as characters go. Right now, it would have to be movie characters and GT characters. You know, Omega would be a lot of fun to play as, actually. I would love to play as Omega Shenron. Yi Xinglong, I would love to play as him. So, yeah. That would be great. Let me get to some of these super chats, all right? I have a lot to catch up on, all right, folks? So bear with me for just one moment here. Let me catch up here. Dragon Ball Super the Musical from Mateo's Cool Place. I don't know if that's your prediction or not here. We're going to go into more predictions here in a second. Pretty Gordo, what can bring back the suspense of Dragon Ball? I think if they do it past the end of Z, I think we'll get some more suspense there. I've said that I don't know how many times, and most of y'all kind of agree with me on that. Do you think Frieza will be in the Moro arc? At this point, anything can happen. I do not think so. However, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that he makes a cameo, but I don't think he'll be in the Moro arc. However, dude, anything can happen because they've already brought back Yamcha, which I'm still very excited about. So it could be anything. Trunks Vert says, careful, Geekdom. Come on, bro. Slizzle22 says, do you think Goku will exceed Mastered UI? Eventually, but hopefully not anytime for a very, very long time. Brawler says, what do you think is the future transformation-wise for Gohan, Vegeta, Goku, Broly? Like, will Goku get evoked or Vegeta UI? I've said this a million times. I don't want any more transformations. And again, I'm in the minority there. I don't care. I'm being honest with you. I don't want any more transformations. I think I've had it with transformations. I think if Gohan and the others get transformations, cool. But I think Goku's pretty much at his max. I don't want him to have any more forms. Broly might get something better. I think that could work. Vegeta might get UI, but besides that, I don't see anything else. I don't see why. MUI is so like, it would have to be like way later. Like this would have to be like years down the road. You know what I mean? We got to give things time. Joao Pedroza says the original Shenron says he cannot make any wishes stronger than Kami-sama, which is correct. Super Shenron brought 7 universes back. How strong is Zamasu? Or I'm not Zamasu, Zarama. That's a great question, and I actually have a video I'm working on about that. I'm working on a new video for a brand new series coming to the channel about that. Now, as far as to answer your question, how strong is Zarama? That's the big mystery, isn't it? Because Zarama is, if the dragon can grant a wish with no limitations, then that means that Zarama or Zalama would have to have no limitations, right? So, to me, it has to be a character even beyond Zeno. You know what I'm saying? It has to be beyond the Omni King. And the answer is we just don't know. And just to clarify, Zalama is not the name of the dragon. There's been a lot of confusion about that. The English dub screwed that all up. Zarama is not the name of the dragon. The dragon is Super Shenlong or Super Shenron. That's it. Zalama's the creator of the Super Dragon Balls, whoever that may be. He can't be dead, theoretically, because then the Super Dragon Balls disappear. So that tells me that he's alive somewhere in hiding. And that could be a story for the future of Dragon Ball. Just won a good game and wardrobe malfunction at halftime. That's pretty funny. If you say good game, are you talking about the Super Bowl or just a good Dragon Ball game? Like, you know, what is it? All right, when are we getting a TN video? Soon, because you're getting a video about the solar flare. So that's kind of a TN video. I mean, sort of. Anthony Del Laredo, correct me if I'm wrong, was Yajirobe created because of Kuririn being dead in the Piccolo Dama arc and they wanted him to sound like Kuririn? No, actually, that's not why. Toriyama created Yajirobe, And in the manga, Toriyama said that Yajirobe sounds like Kuririn or Krillin, whatever, right? But the anime cast Mayumi Tanaka to play both to match up with that panel. So that's kind of where that whole thing comes from. Brian Cruz, it makes no sense for a company to delay their most valuable property. Well, that's why I was tweeting out that Toei is a very unusual company, and that's why I said back in the video I did last Saturday, that it doesn't make any sense at all when you look at it from a capitalistic perspective, when you look at it from a perspective of somebody who, you know, American companies like Sony, Disney, they wouldn't do this. They would just keep putting stuff out. But Toei's waiting. I don't know. You tell me. Bahamut, okay. Mace, I predict you'll reach 1 million by the end of 2020. I don't think it's happening this year, but we'll see. I love when you get triggered at ignorance. Any plans on... on DMB article. I don't know what you're trying to say, man. It'd be crazy if we got Jocko and Fighters from Shao Kahn. Yes, it would be. And then Kid Flight says, I believe that the new Dragon Ball Super movie will introduce Janemba. I made a video about that a while back, I think last September. I want Rose to come back and learned 20 times Kaioken Rose. Well, it would be the same thing as Kaioken Blue. It would just be Rose because they're the same thing. JD Ultra, honest opinion about Anime World. Anime World. I don't think I know what Anime World. Is it like a theme park or something? I'm not really sure what that is. Who do you think created the Super Shenron? Well, I answered that earlier. It's Zalama. Zorama, the mysterious Zorama, created the Super Dragon Balls and thus created the Super Shenron. We just don't know anything about him, except for the fact that it's him. So, anyways, let's get to some predictions, okay? So, question for y'all in the chat. And of course, like I said before, please leave a message. And, leave a message with your answer. And the question is, will the Moro arc end in 2020? Will Toyotaro end the Moro arc in 2020? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments or in the chat room right now. Little sip of Coke Zero for the working man here. Paying them gimmicks in the mail called bills. Jiznak, yes. Okay, so far we have no, yes, yes, no, yes, no, no, yes, 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 yes. Many people are saying yes. Well, I'm curious because if the Moro arc ends, okay, it's a lot of split. Mostly yeses, though. People are thinking the Moro arc's over this year. It started, November 2018, so it's already been running for over a year. But it could end this year, or it could keep going. I don't know. I feel like we're dangerously close to Goku and Vegeta showing up. In fact, I'm pretty sure that Goku and Vegeta will show up at the end of the next chapter. Now, I'm not saying that as a scoop. That is my prediction. And let me tell you something right now. Some people really need to learn the difference between predictions and news. You know how many people have thrown in my face, well, Geekdom, you were wrong about Broly never coming back or Trunks never coming back. Yeah, bro, it's a prediction. And I was wrong about a prediction. There's a difference between a prediction and news. And if you're actually going to hold a prediction, which is supposed to be fun, we're having fun on this chat room here in this live stream. Predictions are supposed to be fun. And if you're going to hold that over somebody's head, bro, like if that's the best you can do, then I must be doing a damn good job at my job. Because, yeah, I've been wrong in the past about predictions for sure. But haven't we all? I mean, we've all been wrong about predictions in the past. I mean, let's not forget, I thought that Hit was going to beat Goku. I mean, I swear, a lot of us thought that. I also thought originally, before we got the information that Gogeta was in the movie, I remember saying that I thought Gogeta was going to lose to Broly and then Goku would turn on UI and beat him. And that didn't happen in the movie. That was a prediction. And of course, the villain for Dragon Ball Super Broly, before we knew it was Broly, people thought it was Yamoshi, Ancient Saiyan, all kinds of different guesses, There's nothing wrong with predicting stuff. Thanks, Dragon Ball Ranger, but Greekdom is not me. Let me let me get back to these super chats. All right, real quick. Next question is from Unlike Pluto. Says, what do you think they'll do with Mirrors now from now on? I honestly don't know. I hope we haven't seen the end of him yet. I hope that we haven't. I think he'll pop back up at some point, but I don't want to see the end of Mirrors again. I really don't. I want to know more about how he got in the Galactic Patrol and how he got to where he's at in the manga chapter. That's what I want to know more about. I think the Mirror story is continuing, and I hope that he becomes Goku's friend like Whis has. Tippy Toe says, Orange Man bad. Demon of Empire says, I think it makes more sense for Sadala to happen before Moro because building off of Broly. Yeah, it does make more sense, but that's not how it went down. And we could still get Sadala in the next arc anyways. I mean, Sadala is the one arc that I feel like is inevitable. And if Dragon Ball Super does not give that to us, whether it be manga, anime, movie, or whatever, I'm going to be pretty confused because that's the one arc that they have actually teased in Dragon Ball Super multiple times, dude. Multiple times they've teased that. So I feel like that's inevitable. Like, it has to happen, right? So let me ask the chat room. Again, post your reply in the chat. Do you think the Sadala arc is after Moro? Do you think Toyotaro will give us the Sadala arc after Moro? Is that what's next in the manga? Let me know what you think. I don't know if I want any fusion involved in this arc. I have not watched Black Clover yet. J Cloud keeps telling me to watch it, so maybe I will give it a chance. When will the rematch with Beerus happen? I don't know. Okay, no, yes, no, yes. It's funny because y'all are so split on this. And again, goes back to what I was saying about predictions being fun. When you guys say yes and you guys say no, some of you guys are going to be right. Guaranteed. Some of you guys are going to be wrong. Guaranteed. We'll find out when the arc ends. Predictions are supposed to be fun. Yes, no. Goten and Kid Trunks versus Broly. Like, you think that they're going to pee on him again? I saw that comment, by the way. I can read some of your comments pretty quickly. It moves very fast, so. And people who are asking me to guess as far as when Dragon Ball's coming back, I don't know. I'm done guessing. Because all it takes is me to make a guess, and then some asshole's going to freaking take it out of context, say that I broke the story, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing that. No guessing. I don't know. It'll come back. That's inevitable, or inevitable, I mean. Question is when. We'll find out. Probably later this year we'll find out. I would hope. All right, back to the super chat here. 1991 Shadowheart. I'd love to see the lore expanded on the dragons, Purunga, Shenron, Super Shenron, where they reside between wishes, the effects on their creators, post-wishes. Also, Caulifla and Kale need more waifu in my life. Well, which one are you going to take as far as waifus go, Caulifla or Kale? Well, I might ask the chat that question. K or K? Let me see here. Mecha Saiyan is doing the Dusty Roads. What if they introduce a new villain named Geekdomo whose purpose is to spoil the next episode and delay the series? You're a prick, bro. That's actually funny. Did you get that one off of Facebook, bro? Is that where you got that one from? That is actually funny, bro. I love that guy. All right, Alan Jackson, UI Goku versus new movie Broly. I've done that video already. I don't know if that's your prediction or if you're asking me who will win. I have covered that video. Well, no, actually, I did UI Goku versus Gogeta Blue, which is the same thing. Which, by the way, that reminds me, this Sunday, all right, this weekend's going to be huge for the channel. Let me tell you why. So, Saturday, Transformation Guide Baby is dropping. Finally, you're going to get that video. The Transformation Guide for Baby drops on Saturday. On Sunday, Gogeta Blue versus Jiren. Who would win and why? Myself and MJ are going to be discussing that this Sunday. So you're getting a double whammy this weekend for Super Bowl Sunday. You're getting that Transformation Guide Saturday, and then Sunday you're going to get the Gogeta Blue versus Jiren. So I hope y'all enjoy those videos. I really do hope that you like the baby transformation guys. There's a lot of information that I was able to unearth on that one from the Perfect Files, and I do hope that you like. I do hope that you really like the Gogeta versus Jiren. I thought that was a really good video, and it's got really good editing on it too. So that's coming up this weekend. Anyways, back to the super chat questions here. Shadowheart says, I think it'll be stretched to early 2021. Moro can be stretched to a TV series announced. Wink, wink. Yeah, I mean, people who want Dragon Ball Super to come back, if it's going to be based on the Moro arc, the Moro arc probably has to end unless they fill it up with filler. Now, obviously, a seasonal anime is what I would like. I would love it if Dragon Ball Super had like 25, 30 episodes a year and then just took a break, because then we could all kind of recharge our batteries, you know, watch some other shows, then come back to Dragon Ball, and it would give the animators time to produce a great show. That's just not how Toei works, though, most of the time. So I would love it if they did that. I really, really would. It's probably not going to happen, but it's something that I would like. At first, I wouldn't like it, but now I think it works. Strike Ribjaw says, I think Super will return early 2021. I was thinking about how now that everyone has escaped the Galactic Patrol prison, maybe the plan is that Frieza will have more recruits for the Frieza Force. Well, I would love that if they did that. I would love it if some of those guys, instead of just getting killed or getting arrested again, would end up on the Frieza Force. That would be actually a great idea. And that would make sense for what Frieza's trying to do. Ultra Instinct Goku says the moral arc is leading into something bigger due to the fact that all the major players are coming out to fight, even Yamcha. Possibly, but what's bigger? A villain? Like, I know some of y'all have said that you think there's a secret villain behind Moro. I don't think that's the case anymore. What do you think? Let me know in the chat room right now. Do you think there's a secret villain behind Moro? Give me your prediction. Again, this is the prediction show, which means I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you have to say and what your predictions are. So I want to know in the chat right now, is there somebody above Moro? I don't think so, but you never know. Because when you watch Dragon Ball in order and you see like the Saiyan saga, if you're watching in order, like by release date, you have no idea who Frieza is till we get to that arc. You have no idea he's behind them. So you never know. Yes, no, yes. No, lots of no's. Yeah, I see you on that. I think Moro is the main villain of this arc. And I think beating him is going to take a lot more than just power. Next super chat question. Do you think they're waiting for the manga to get ahead? Possibly. And if they are, then we ain't going to get it for at least a year. Bartholomew, I predict that Zuno and Zeno are linked via Super Dragon Balls. I don't think Zuno has anything to do with Zeno, bro. But that is a prediction. I appreciate it. DeJuan Bennett says, with the potential shown by Half Saiyans, how powerful do you think a future Trunks Ultimate Gohan fusion would be? Really, really powerful. If we're talking about, if we're talking about future Trunks from Super, if we're talking about Super Saiyan Rage Trunks, the one that fought Zamasu and actually was able to beat Merge Zamasu, if you remember, cutting him in half, versus Ultimate Gohan from Tournament of Power, we're talking about a fusion that it might not, it's definitely stronger than Kefla, in my opinion. In my opinion, that surpasses Kefla. Now, again, that may not be the case. I gotta talk with some power scalers, see what they think, but power scalers and see what they think. But I do think that Ultimate Gohan, with his potential unlocked, and Trunks in Rage form, fused together, would be just incredibly strong, dude. Incredibly strong. Hello, Mag. Thank you. Oh, man, that's really strong. Especially with the potential they have. If they train, we're talking about a real animal here. Come on, bro. Ikari means rage. Freaking weeb. No, I'm kidding. Well, it does mean rage. Lucario417, your thoughts on Kaba is revealed to be a reincarnation of King Vegeta and a plot twist, assuming their reincarnations aren't limited by universe. That's wacky. I have never heard that before. Ever. You're the first one to ever bring that up to me. And that is a very wacky idea. I don't think that's the case. But that is... would that mean that him and Vegeta are brothers? No, that would mean that he would be Vegeta's father. Man, that's weird. It's all kinds of weird. Thank you, Andre. Demon of Empire, anime before Moro. Oh, okay. I don't think that's happening. I see what you're asking. I don't think it's happening that way. Cammy says, Gundam Gunpei is having a 4th anniversary and has had animated collaborations with Kingdom, Terraformers, and Hello Kitty. Do you think there will be a collaboration with Dragon Ball? That's a question for Hail Zeon. I don't know much about Gundam to give you that answer. It's not the same studio that does Dragon Ball, so probably not. But again, I don't know enough about it, unfortunately. I don't have enough information or knowledge on Gundam. I'm much more of a casual Gundam watcher. I do not know the behind the scenes. I'm just being honest with you. I wish I could give you a better answer, but I have no idea. I know that Dragon Ball always collaborates with One Piece and with Toriko in anime form, and also, you know, they've done that because Toei works on both of them, but also we have the video games like DON, you know, and you have the shonen games and whatnot. So that collaboration with Gundam probably makes more sense for a video game than for an actual, you know, like an anime. But Gundam is not part of the Shonen Jump family, to my knowledge, so it wouldn't be there, if that makes sense. JD Ultra, come on, bro. I'm not answering political questions here, bro. No politics here on this channel. Everything's neutral. Edwin Morales says, can you do a full playthrough of DBZ Kakarot and post on the channel? That's probably not happening, but I might play through it on Twitch. So twitch.tv/geekdombigd, I think it is. No, twitch.tv/bigd Geekdom101. I'm pretty sure that's the link. I might be playing that game soon. Thank you, Nathan, for your very generous donation. That means a lot to me. Head Shredder says, can you and Zeon make a video in the future comparing Baby and Zamasu, both as characters in the arc? It would be fun, even if the conclusion is obvious. I can try. I'll ask Zeon, see what they think. JD is real. Why is Moro not the god's problem when they don't get involved in mortal affairs that the Kia mess up? I think you meant Kai. Well, that's the thing. Moro should be a problem for the gods because he had issues with the Supreme Kai. So theoretically, the gods should get involved, but I think angels, specifically angels, don't get involved. I think the Supreme Kais and the gods of destruction have different rules. I think the angels don't get involved, but everybody else can. But you're right. I mean, and Beerus is just being lazy, he doesn't care. They already kind of explained that in the series. So I think it's more of a problem with the angels more so than just the other gods. Shadowheart Real Talk Garlic Jr. returns as yet another filler arc between Moro and Universe 6. That's wacky. Golden Anime, hey Geekdom, would you like to see more of Goten and Trunks and Super returns? And if so, do you think we'll finally get them to SS2? I don't care about them getting SS2. I care about them growing up. I want Goten and Trunks to grow up. That's what I want. That's what I want to see. If you agree, let me know in the chat. I want them to grow up. So there you go. Hang on, let me get to the next question here. Do you think, Foki, what do you think Toriyama is still remember that he said anything in an interview about an ancient stand called Yamoshi? Yeah, he remembers. It wasn't that long ago. And then Willie T says, have you watched the Beelzebub anime? I haven't even heard of it till you just told me about it. Just finished it and it was fucking amazing. Wish they made a second season. I have not seen it, but thank you for the recommendation. And thank you, Nathan, again for your generous donation. We have one more super chat there I want to get to here. All right. It says, hey, Geekdom, you're the best. Also, would you like to see Dragon Ball anime based on 100 or so years in the future and a whole new cast of characters? Yes. I think eventually, I've said this before many times, Dragon Ball needs to move past Goku. Goku needs to become like a legend or something like that. I think that he needs to become a legend, like, you know, like somebody who's only talked about in lore, you know, like from a distant past. And we have to have a brand new cast take over. Same world that Toriyama built. You can keep some of the same characters. Like you would assume that the gods and the angels live forever. So you can bring them back if you want. But it's not really necessary. And just tell a story in the future. Or tell a smaller story. I think that could work as well. So my next question for the chat is, okay, for the next thing I want to talk about is real quick, the video game thing. So we talked about fighters, DBZ Kakarot. We're going to get another game probably next year, 2021. I don't know what. I don't think it's going to be Xenoverse 3. People are assuming that because Xenoverse 2 content is over. It's possible, but I don't know if that's the case. What kind of video game would you like to see? I feel like people are even thinking about like Tenkaichi 4. If they do Tenkaichi 4, it would have to be super characters like Hit and, you know, Jiren, those guys. Broly, the new Broly. I don't know if I would actually, I'm not going to lie. I would like to see Tenkaichi 4. Seriously, I honestly would. Like it's gonna be a mess because of how many characters would be in it, but Tenkaichi 3 is a mess, and that's why it's so popular, because it is a mess. So I feel like I want to see that. Xenoverse 3, Raging Blast 3, Burst Limit 2. I don't know if we're ever going to get Burst Limit sequel, and that's too bad because I like Burst Limit. Raging Blast 3 is a popular one, yo. But it's been so many years, yo, since we had a Raging Blast game. Budokai Tenkaichi HD Collection, I would like that. Especially if they put Tenkaichi 2 on there, because that one's kind of underrated. Even though everybody likes 3, 2 is a pretty good game. Don't forget. That's a good game. I love the Japanese names for Budokai Tenkaichi. Dragon Ball Z Sparking, Dragon Ball Z Sparking Neo, and Dragon Ball Z Sparking Meteor. You know, it's like, it reminds me of like Bahamut, and then Neo Bahamut, and then, what was the last one called again from Final Fantasy VII? The last Bahamut? Oh, I'm drawing a blank here. Super Jane would be pissed off at me right now. Bahamut Zero? Yeah, Bahamut Zero. Budokai 4, Tenkaichi 4, Ultimate Tenkaichi. Yeah, Ultimate Tenkaichi. It's not Tenkaichi 4, but I guess it is considered that by many. I don't think I ever played Ultimate Tenkaichi. I don't think I ever played that game. Would Fusion of Ultimate Gohan and Future Trunks be stronger than Vegito Blue or Gogeta Blue? Probably not at this state. But if they train hard, they could probably surpass it. At this state, the way things were left off in Dragon Ball Super, I don't think so. Goku and Vegeta have surpassed everybody as far as the good guys go, with the exception of like the angels and those tier guys, those upper tier gods. So I don't think that's the case. But if they train, I think so. But they really don't train as hard as Goku and Vegeta. $1991 Shadowheart wants to know if I went to any of those anime cafes when I was in Japan. I did not. I did go to the Square Enix cafe to take pictures. I did not stay to eat because it's closing. I think it actually closed like a few days ago. So I went in there and I went into the Gundam cafe, but I did not eat any of the cafes. And also, I was told by Anime AJ directly to avoid those cafes because they are tourist traps and ripoffs. So if you're in Japan and you're going to do it, just do one and be aware that it's a ripoff. That's what I was told. So, just letting you know that. I did do 2 vlogs on my channel showing off Japan. They're long. They're about 45 minutes each, roughly. But I showed off everything, man. I gave y'all a real good look of Japan. And there's like, the only deleted scenes that are on there is a scene of me going to a porn shop, which I put on Twitter, and I found like those Tenga egg self-masturbation tools. I found those on in Japan. By the way, I forgot to mention, speaking of self-masturbation, this stream is brought to you by Verve, vrv.co/geekdom, 30 free days. If you have not tried it out, try it out. You can watch Dr. Stone, One Piece, Dragon Ball Super, Naruto, Boruto. I don't know if Naruto's on there. I think it is. Yeah, Naruto's on there. And a whole bunch of other stuff. So vrv.co/geekdom, 30 free days. Got to make sure we plug that because this stream is sponsored by them. I forgot to do it earlier, but whatever. We got more people in here now than before. All right, let's keep going with these questions. Do you think Dragon Ball Heroes ruined Jiren UI Goku? I think if people take it seriously, it did. I think Dragon Ball Heroes, certainly, if you take it seriously, then yeah, I think it definitely ruined Jiren and Hit. And a lot of other things too. But if you just ignore Super and not count it as being part of the main continuity, it's just a video game promo anime, you should be fine. You should be fine. Denny Louis is beta. Great, we got freaking KLB questions in here. All right. What do you think of the reptilian god? Did that oh, you mean from the 12 universes? I don't really know much to think about him. He just looks creepy. I don't think he's really a bad guy or anything. So okay, this guy keeps asking UFO table doing DBS. I don't know what that is. I don't know why you keep asking that question. Who would you pick as an alternative for Topo as Universe 11's next out of destruction? Jiren would be the best choice. Ray's the strongest guy. Yes, I have seen the footage. The footage came out today. I have seen it. The George Lucas Star Wars Underworld, I did see the footage today, yeah. And there's not much to it. I mean, it's unfinished, but I did like it. Okay, here we go. Here they're coming in now. Let me get to these here. Hang on. Maybe a Budokai Tenkaichi 3 remaster. I mean, if they're going to do that, it would have to be like $20 on like the PS4 store. Because it's an old game with old characters. There's no new characters, no new forms, no Super Saiyan Blue, no Golden Frieza, no Hit, no Zamasu, no Kaba. You know, it would be an older game. I think it could still work. There is DLC coming of Kakarot, but I don't know what content's on there. Obviously, it's been data mined to where you have like Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta, so we're probably going to get Resurrection F Battle of God stuff. I don't know the extent of it, though. I could not tell you. And you know how, you should know by now if you're on this channel that I don't ever throw out bullshit, you guys. I literally have no idea. If I knew and I was allowed to tell you, I would tell you. If I knew and I wasn't allowed to tell you, I would say, I know, but I can't tell you. In this situation, I genuinely don't know. You know, I legit have no idea. I don't like the idea of, like, lying to people. Like, you know, if you, like, for example, like when, like Edge, when he was coming back for the Royal Rumble, he straight up lied and said he wasn't coming back. Like, just don't answer. Just don't answer and you'll be all right. You know, I'd rather just be honest, just say, look, I really don't know. Do you think the story will ever delve into the connection between the Namekian Book of Legends, Yamoshi, and Super Saiyan God? It's really interesting. That's something for a movie, and I hope we get it. If they do that, that has to be for a movie. Only my opinion. I think Goku never learned any more techniques because I think it's because he had to leave to get back to Earth. Are you a native Japanese speaker? No, of course not. I'm not a native from Japan at all. I live in the U.S. I live in Florida. Definitely not. I think the best way to introduce Cooler is for him to encounter Broly. It would be a nice film or small arc and show how Broly is learning to control. Well, I don't think I don't think Broly's gonna be Cooler's friend, bro. I feel like that Broly teaming up with Goku is more likely than Broly teaming up with Frieza or his guys. That's probably not happening again, especially if Broly finds out the real fate of Paragus. If he finds out what actually happened to Paragus, I don't see how he could ever trust Frieza again. No, I've never seen Darling of the Franxx. I've never even heard of it. That's all new to me, man. I kind of stay in my own little bubble. Stay away from stuff. Let's see here. Do you think Oob is going to be the next protector of Earth, or do you think there's a more in store since for introduction of the gods and Super? Well, originally Goku was training him to kind of be the next generation, and he gave Oob the cloud. Now it's interesting though because you know you would think the next generation would be Goten, Trunks, Pan, you know, because that's like his own family. But Goku wanted to face off against somebody like Oob, who has the power of Kid Buu, which means he has incredible stamina. So that tells me that Goku has more faith in Oob than he does his own family. Which is kind of funny considering what happened with Gohan and Goten at the end of the series and even into GT. Now, I'm not counting GT in this because GT just adds to it, but I do find it comical that that's kind of the situation that we're in. Do you think there will be another Battle Stadium DON game for English release? Dragon Ball, One Piece, Toriko, Bleach, MHA. It won't be a DON game because DON is Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto. If you're talking about Toriko and other shows like that, it's gonna end up being one of those jump games, like you know, like the old jump games, like you know, the jump fighting games. You know, one of those. You know what I'm saying? Like, it won't be a DON game is what I'm saying. It'll be called something else, if that makes sense. Do you think we're going to get more Dragon Ball Heroes content here in the West? And do you think we get to more of a Frieza's Race of the future? I think yes for both. However, there hasn't been any real upward movement as far as Heroes goes. We had the game come out last year, and I actually don't have the numbers for that game. If anybody in the chat has done the research, let me know if the game was successful or not. I actually did not keep up with that game. And I don't want to text like Rhyme Style right now or any of those guys. Like I'm in the middle of the stream. But let me know if you heard anything about that game. Let me know if it was successful or not. Because I have no idea. And I agree with you, Bat Freeze. I hope they do not undo the end of Z. I don't want them to do that. I'm tired of retcons. I really am. Like, at least these kind of retcons. Like, if you're going to retcon something, make it good. Could we see Beerus retire? Who would become GOD? Yes, I think we could at some point. And the idea was to have Vegeta do it. So I feel like it would be fun. This is just my opinion. If Beerus retired as God of Destruction, and then Vegeta became God of Destruction for like a little while, like maybe a month, and then after a while he hated the job and went back to being just Vegeta. Like he missed his wife or something like that. I don't know. And he just went back to being Vegeta. Like it would be awesome, for comedy purposes as well as for just awesomeness. It doesn't have to be a long arc, like 5 episodes, but that would be great. I would like that. What were your picks for the women's wrestling draft? I'm still a mark for Alexa Bliss. I picked for the KLB draft. I picked Noelle Foley and 2003 Tori Wilson. Those were my 2 picks. JD Ultra. Do you think we'll ever see a powerful character coming out of the Galactic Patrol unit? Since we only know of 2 characters from them, I want to meet the other ones. Mirrors. Goku and Vegeta wearing the check mark or the lightning bolt or whatever, the symbol. Does that count? I don't know. I'm thinking Mirrors is the one. Is Goku blue or Vegeta blue stronger? I think they're about the same. They're roughly about the same, but Vegeta has blue evolution, which he can tap into at will, and Goku has Ultra Instinct, which he cannot tap into at will. But remember, the manga's a little bit different, because in the manga, Goku had that completed blue form, and Vegeta had that other version of completed blue. So, I gotta do a whole transformation guide on that sometime this year. I am not looking forward to doing the transformation guides for the Dragon Ball Super transformations for a couple reasons. Number 1, it's too new, and number 2, stuff gets retconned and changed a lot, and there's a lot of differences between the anime and the manga. And it's like with Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT, things were a lot simpler. It was a lot easier. For Super, there's a lot of things to factor in. I gotta throw in the Yamoshi backstory at some point. I gotta throw in, the different power scaling from anime to manga and like the things they were able to do. I gotta throw in like the backstory of Toriyama's designs. Like it's gonna be a lot of work to get those transformation guides out. That's why I'm not putting them out right away. Like I've got Baby coming out Saturday, Shadow Dragons later in February, and then I'm gonna take a break from those for a couple months because I am gonna do them. It's just that it takes a long time to get those done, and I have other ideas. And yes, weird Walking Dead theories. I do want to see more fusions. I would love to see more fusions. Dragon Ball Heroes, one thing that they gave us, the video game, is more fusions. And I want to see that. Gohanks, freaking, Gohan and Trunks, Vajenks, or Vajex, whatever. There's a lot of them. Did a whole video on it. Master Armenia Geekdom thinks he's the effing overlord of Dragon Ball. That's not the real Master Media. First of all, that's not the real Master Media because you don't have a check mark by your name. Second of all, he did say that like 3 years ago. I can't believe you remember that. I cannot believe that you remember Master Media saying that. That was like 3 years ago on a stream. Master Media and I are cool, bro, but that's just funny how that brought back some memories, yo. That was 3 years ago. Do you think we'll see a powerful character coming out of the Galactic Patrol? Oh, wait, never mind. I already answered that. Sorry. Gracias for all your videos and everything. It's really good you enjoy your content on my commute to work at home. Mucho cariño de Puerto Rico. Thank you so very much, and I hope you guys are doing very well in Puerto Rico. Lots of disasters hitting Puerto Rico lately, so I hope that everyone there is doing good, and I really hope that that y'all are safe down there. Like, I genuinely hope so, because it's crazy what's going on down there, yo. Do you think we'll ever get a Universe 6 arc? Yes. It's Sadala. I mean, that's my pick. I don't know about anything else. Who do you want to see defeat Moro? That's from Michael Butcher. People are saying Vegeta. I might do a video on that. I'm hoping it'll be a combination of Goku, Vegeta, and the Z Fighters. I don't want it to be just one person. Wouldn't it be wacky if it was like Jocko? Like in a Mr. Satan type twist, he like helps out somehow. I'm not saying he actually kills Moro. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying he helps out somehow. Like the way Mr. Satan helped out against Boo or against even Cell by throwing 16's head. I would like that. How would you feel if Dragon Ball Heroes gets a movie in theaters before the return of Dragon Ball Super anime? I mean, I've talked about that. If it happens, it happens. Hey, more Dragon Ball. I'm fine with it because it's going to look good. Demon of Empire has a very interesting question. He says, do you think they could redo Cooler as a good guy instead? Like Tarble was to Vegeta. Well, Vegeta was also a good guy at the time. Don't forget that. But Cooler being a good guy, not a bad guy, to me is interesting. I think it'd be different if he was a bad guy and then became a good guy. The problem is we've already seen too many of those. Like every villain except for Zamasu and Frieza in some ways. And even he was a good guy for a while because he had to help Universe 7, even though he wasn't really a good guy. Everybody turns good. And I just want a villain that does not turn good. Like Moro, I don't want Moro to turn good. I don't. I want him to stay evil as long as he can because he's boring if he turns good. I want there to be an actual prick villain that gets beaten. Like, that's what I want, you know? This fake Master Media account, bro. Wacky. Thanks for the donation, though. If Goku Pizza Slice, if Goku, Vegeta, Broly, and Gohan were willingly absorbed by Boo, do you think that combined fighter would pose a threat to the Grand Priest? No, not based on the way that they put over the Grand Priest. I don't think so. Genuinely, I don't know who I have to win Super Bowl. Earlier it was pretty split, but people seem to be pretty much behind the Chiefs. So. Anyways, will we see Universe 13 through 18? I actually have a video coming out about that at some point in the future, probably not for a month or two. I'm working on a lot of content. I've got like a lot of videos that are either finished or about to be finished, and I'll be putting those out for the next 3 months because it's, you know, right now we're kind of in a chill period, so I'm still going to upload content. Like, I'm not going to ever quit doing this for like years. Like, I have a lot of ideas, bro. This guy, William Cassell, says, please stop ignoring my question. When you ask somebody to stop ignoring your question, that pretty much means that I'm going to ignore your question now, because that's very rude of you. Obviously, I'm not ignoring your question purposely, bro. You got to chill out a little bit there. Calm down a little bit there, buddy. A little tight there. If you send in a super chat, I don't see it. What's this guy's name again? William Cassell? Let me see. Looking through the list here. I don't see a question from you, bro. If it's not a super chat, that's because I'm answering super chats. And I can't answer everyone's question at once. There's a lot of different questions coming in. Could there be a major Dragon Ball Cinematic Universe? It won't be as big as the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it will be. It could work if Toei wants to actually produce a lot of content. I don't see why not. Do angels have power transformations? Probably not. Imagine if Toei surprisingly put up a Super Bowl TV spot for a new Dragon Ball Super movie. Yeah, you're dreaming, bro. Like, you're dreaming, dude. Trust me, we would have heard about it by now. I wish, but... So, here is my next question for the chat. Alright, this is my next question for y'all. Predictions. Will we get a Dragon Ball Super announcement by the end of the year? I think yes, but I want to hear what you think. And even if you don't think so, it's cool. I'm curious. I have seen Gogeta Blue's attacks, fake Master Media or whatever. I have seen Gogeta Blue's and they look awesome. Dokkan's animations are absolutely incredible. Yes, no, yes, yes, no, 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 yes, yes. Yes, no, yes, yes. Very, very mixed here. You know, it's interesting because if we don't get some form of an announcement by the end of the year, then I think the closest we're going to come to getting an announcement would be like in February of next year. And if we don't get it then I don't even know what's going to happen. But we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. Even Toriyama himself said he's got more work coming, whatever it may be. Yeah, Jump Festa 2020, right? Well, we'll see what happens. That's going to be the place to do it if they do it. This year's Jump Festa, like I said in my video, was a complete mess. They changed the panels around last minute. Like, that was really weird, man. Like, I talked about it on my last stream, too. Like, they were going to have Nozawa and Horikawa reading from the Moro arc. That they were going to read parts of the manga and, like, voice act them. And they canceled the entire thing. And instead it was just a Q&A. Like, it was so weird. Like, why would they not do that? Did they not want to be spoiled? Like, it was weird, man. Like, and that's very much un-Jump Festa, like, because Jump Festa rarely cancels or changes things like that. It's happened, but it's not often. It's weird. I'm not getting my hopes up. Well, that's a smart thing to do. Don't get your hopes up, but keep an eye open because, you know, who knows? Anyways, with that being said, we're going to end the stream. Yes, DBS transformation guides are obviously coming, but later this year. We're going to go ahead and put an end to the stream. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by for the prediction show. I got to hear a lot of y'all's opinions and predictions on Dragon Ball stuff going forward. And it was a good time. Honestly, I had a good time with y'all. And, oh, man, I'm tired. But anyways, thank you again. And I love you all. And remember, 2 big videos coming Saturday and Sunday, so look forward to that. And thank you again, as always. Without you, there would be no me. It means a lot to me. And I will talk to you soon. Again, love you guys. Take care of yourself and each other.